Get free premium access to all of my Skillshare courses on investment banking cover letters, divisions and CVs by clicking the link in the video description below. For those of you wondering, I did lots of internships across investment banks, and after graduating I spent over 3 years working at an investment bank called Goldman Sachs. To most people in the industry, Goldman Sachs is the pinnacle of high finance. But to the general public, Goldman Sachs is known as the corrupt, government-controlling vampire squid that created, took advantage of and got bailed out of the 2008 global financial crisis. And before you ask, don't worry, I'm no longer there. That's a bit of background on me. Now let's get back to the video. Afzal Hussein, timestamps below. Subscribe if you want. Industry episode 4 reaction video. Let's go.
Guys, it's payrolls tomorrow. Can we make sure we're not taking lunch off the desk, please?
Payrolls, non-farm payrolls, NFP. It's basically a measure of the US workforce. So it's a good indicator of unemployment, employment levels, and the general vibe of the US economy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This always happens whenever it's your birthday. The least or the last you expect, and people bring a cake or whatever, everyone gets around, you start singing, and that is so awkward. But yeah, it happens.
I can't look at a birthday candle without thinking about Robert Herrick.
Dead.
Nobody knows who that is. We're living in an era of woke capitalism, right? I pretend to care about black people. You pretend to hate capitalism and buy my trainers.
Nike!
In this scene, they're all just basically getting off their heads, taking so much crack and getting drunk. Honestly, if anyone did half the amount of drugs that these lot do throughout this series, God knows how they would get any work done. I don't know, you can ask 100 people, 99 would say it's nowhere near as much as the show portrays it as. Or I wasn't in those type of circles, clearly. They've been out all night. They haven't even gone home. They're going straight back to work, and they look and feel like shit. That ring is so spot on. Like, small detail, but it's so spot on.
People are missing.
Gregory, you smell like a brewery, mate.
No, I think that's Robert.
Robert, you smell like a brewery, mate.
I think he's right.
Arthur, it's Duncan Hickson, middle office. Can you call me as soon as you get this in order to discuss something urgent?
The market is back.
Uh-oh. Middle office, operations or risk, probably risk. They have called her. Something's gone wrong. If you watched episode, so this is episode 4, if you watched episode 3, she executed a trade under pressure and she probably took the wrong side of it. And you know what? Let me go and find that and record it and show you, because it will help with this.
You on the phone. Do you want to do that cable idea that Daria was talking about at the meet?
Sure, that's transparent enough for me. Make me a price in $50.
20, 30?
$50.
Okay, so just to confirm, you're 50 at 30.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a hurry, but that sounds great. Thanks for your time.
Oh, so she doesn't really know what she's doing there. She knows that she wants to close the deal, but the client's in a rush. She didn't fully understand what he meant. So it looks like she just took a guess and clicked buy in this case. It's gonna come and bite her in the backside.
Sounded like something.
Yeah, he's gonna think about it, but I managed to get him to trade some FX now. 50K of it.
Did he sell?
No, he bought it.
With sterling where it is?
Yeah. She definitely took the wrong side of the trade. And it's clear because her manager is baffled as to why the client would take that trade. She just did it because she wanted to execute something, but she knows she kind of messed up.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, peak. Uh-oh. Alright, so now we're going to go back to episode 4. This was just to give you some context to what's to come.
You come in.
But you can't go to the drive. Robert, you can't represent us like this. In this condition. It was a chance to represent the firm in front of Sarah. Remember, this place is bigger than one desk.
Her line manager isn't letting her go to the careers fair to promote Peerpoint to new graduates and potential applicants because she smells of alcohol. She's had a long night. She hasn't slept enough. She looks like a mess. And so, you know, it's to protect the brand, the reputation of the firm, because you wouldn't want an employee who stinks of alcohol to go and greet potential applicants, which is fair.
It's like a corporate spiel for college kids.
Oh, she's trying to get Yasmin to go.
Go. It's not like you're on the phone.
Man's doing Tom Bells.
Work for the firm. Maybe you could go, Tash. Actually, I would require you to speak.
Alright, so now Harper's gone down to the middle office, so risk. Let's see what happens.
Duncan?
Yeah.
Harper.
Ah, the elusive Harper.
Hi, sorry. Crazy morning. How can I help?
Forwarded you a timestamp on a mismatched trade, Hamilton Capital.
What's the issue?
There's a discrepancy on the notional.
Peak.
Graduates have done this before, so I just need to check. Did you buy the right currency? You've booked 50 quid. Allerton are confirming $50.
So there's a discrepancy. The client's saying that they bought one thing and Peerpoint are saying they bought one thing. So he needs to check what actually happened. It's Risk's job to make sure everything is correct, everything's in line. And either way, if you're thinking, why can't she just lie? Every call is recorded on the trading floor. There's hundreds of millions of pounds being dealt with, transacted. So every call with clients, individually, internally, externally, all of that is recorded. And so you won't be able to lie and escape the situation easily.
Which is it?
Sterling. Quid.
Allerton's confirmation says it's a dollar amount.
Oh.
It definitely wasn't.
Call the client, I'm sure you'll rectify. It's probably their mistake. If it's yours, I need to know ASAP.
Do I need to tell my manager?
Of course you need to tell your manager. In this situation, if you're an intern analyst, I don't care who you are, you need to tell your manager ASAP. Like, if you avoid that, you're just going to dig a hole deep and then you're probably going to get fired, or you might end up getting, you know, arrested or sued or whatever it is. Because think of stories like Kwaku Adeboli. Man was doing some rogue trading and the losses kept going deeper. He tried to recover them and it went even bigger and he lost billions for the firm, UBS it was at the time. In these situations, if you mess up, straight away tell your manager, escalate it. You don't want to cover it up because it will only get worse.
Is this a serious issue?
Absolutely you should. Not telling him is not acceptable.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Listen, if anybody wants me, fucking iron. Stop reading my mind.
No, exactly. I was just on the flag there.
I'm not going to hold you.
So now she's going to call the client and try and rectify it. But obviously the client knows what they traded, so they're not going to move.
You've got my Bloomy with our NFT preview?
Yeah, I didn't really read those, but appreciate the flag.
Sure. While I have you, that cable ticket that we did, middle office is saying that you booked $50.
Well,
It's not just $50, it's $50,000.
that's because I did.
No, you booked 50 sterling.
Oh shit, she's trying to tell him what he booked when he knows what he booked. Oh dear, don't do this if you're ever in this situation.
Are we seriously having this conversation? We can pull the tapes on the trade and listen to the audio, but it would not
We can pull the tapes on the trade and listen to the audio, so it all gets recorded. So yeah.
be the first in my 20-year career. Does Daria know you're calling me?
Oh shit.
I'm really sorry. It's clearly a brain fry. I must have misbooked it. Could you amend it on your end?
With the rate where it is, why would...
She's basically asking the client to take a loss for her. Why would he do that?
But I use
That's what he's thinking.
that for you? I'm no philanthropist. Is that all?
I'm no philanthropist.
Aubrey, I'm sure that we can...
No, I'm sure. I'm willing to lay this ridiculous request at the feet of your own experience, but if you push me on this, it will legitimately damage my relationship with your superiors. And then you'll have a real problem. Thanks.
Ay, ay, ay.
Where's Street on the NFP 130, please?
Consensus is...
If you're a student or a graduate or an intern, comment below what would you do at this point if you were Harper.
Do you have anything strong?
Modafinil.
How many?
Take 2 and you feel like you're inventing Facebook.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Cleared. He's refusing to amend it on his end. He's lying.
Oh wow, she said the client's lying. So she's telling middle office that the client is lying. She is brave.
Okay, well, let's pull the tapes. All voice trading's recorded.
Is there another option?
No, look, he shouldn't have run you over just because you're young. Amend the trade in the system to $50 and see what the loss is.
So middle office is telling her to just accept your loss, get out of the trade basically, see what the losses are. Their thought process is cut your losses now, you don't want it to get any worse. Basically a 50k loss.
Okay, I imagine it's quite a hit. But sell now and at least we've contained it.
In these situations, it's all about containing the risk, managing the risk, not letting it get worse than it is. Because it's at 50k now, it could go to 100. The smart thing to do is 1, escalate it to your manager, and 2, listen to the guy in middle office telling you what to do. Don't try and be a hero.
Harper. Is it done? What does it say?
It says it's all squared away.
Good.
Wow. This is a bit fake, right? Because this will never happen. There's too many there's too many rules and levels of authorization in place for someone to just get away with something like this. She's saying she's executed the trade. Middle office will be able to see it. The middle office guy is believing her. She's left the trade open. She's probably thinking that she's going to try and get the profit back or cut her losses as low as possible. But let's see.
I was reading the team meet. You, we were slow on this one.
When is your meet?
1:30, just after non-farm payrolls. Now you're sure it's done?
Done.
Good.
Oh, classic graduate fair. So it's funny, it's always interesting when you're like these students talking to professionals, and then when you're on the other side of the table you're doing the pitch. So this is what they're doing now.
And here we're taught to think like owners.
Well, now just make it sound like a socialist enterprise.
And we're on a very aggressive image rehabilitation drive, so you might want to put your tie on.
She is stressed.
All I know is I up and the loss is at 50k right now.
Why don't you just tell Eric?
Yeah.
We have had 2 of the best P&L days of the year. I can't just put my hands up and say that I wiped it out.
Yeah.
It's a scary prospect to go and tell your manager that you've done this trade that wipes out, you know, a lot of the hard work and earnings that the rest of the team have done, especially as you're the most junior person on the desk. But it's better to escalate it once again.
Eric will flip. Will you risk your job if you don't come clean?
He's right.
Why did you make me stay up all night?
You can't blame other people for, you know, making stupid decisions.
You're his project. You're allowed to make one mistake.
No, actually, I'm not allowed to make any mistakes. People like you are allowed to make mistakes.
What the fuck does that mean?
Mistakes are a privilege.
Oh, true.
Yeah, well, the loss is hypothetical. In the book. It's live, right?
Yeah, so?
Well, then it's not crystallized. So surely it can still swing to the upside or the downside.
If the NFP's under 150k at 1:30 this afternoon...
That's a fucking punt.
So basically now she's thinking, all right, the non-farm payroll, the employment figures for the US are coming out at 1:30. If it's a good number, it can help her cut her losses lower than what they can be. And if it's a shit number, then it's game over. But she's going to try and take that risk and wait until 1:30 to see what the data says and how it impacts her trade.
Happy to call Lisbon for anything remote.
Won't be necessary. And Casper tells me he's already opened a dialogue with Robert.
Maybe we could do dual coverage.
Let's not overdo it, Augustus.
Or I could just back Robert up.
That competitive nature coming back.
I can't imagine you want to be subordinate to him.
What's it really like being a woman in this environment? Not dissimilar to being a man. You know, there's always banter.
As a graduate in this situation, when you're going to these talks. My advice to you is, you know, be inquisitive, be curious, talk to the people like they're human. Don't be scared to ask questions about their role, how they broke in, what they do day to day. They're there to give you an insight into their world. And if you go to these, make sure, you know, ask for business cards, try and build a connection, talk to people, email them, thank you, all of that. And then if you build a good rapport with one of the employees, name drop them in your cover letter, CV, whatever it might be, because that will help you in your application process when you're applying for spring weeks, internships and graduate schemes.
You haven't covered that risk. Your P&L on that trade is minus 50,000.
I don't understand why they're having this conversation. It will never get this far. A analyst, a new graduate, running so much risk on the desk, the position's still open, and the VP from risk isn't doing anything about it, and her manager hasn't got a clue as to what's going on. This is a bit unrealistic, but it makes for good, you know, drama and all of that.
I'm not going to be held responsible for your lack of responsibility. I'm empowered to report this. It's literally my job.
I just need
So why don't you go and report it, mate?
until 1:30 p.m.
That would be gross negligence.
Well, is it illegal?
No,
Is it unethical?
that's muddier.
Well, so we've established that it's not black and white then.
That's not the point.
Look, this is on me.
Get free premium access to all of my Skillshare courses on investment banking cover letters, divisions and CVs by clicking the link in the video description below.
You can be ignorant. Our conversations.
They happened.
How is she trying to convince this guy to help her? What? I'm trying to put myself in the guy's shoes. What's in it for him? There's nothing in it for him.
I don't care about the electronic trail or the audio trail either. It's the principle.
Yeah.
Let's be pragmatic.
One thing about Harper, if you've been watching the series, she will go to any length to get what she wants. So yeah, she's a bit nuts like that.
Having me and your dad makes sense. I could help you with the move to front office. I could get you FaceTime with an MD, help you with the lateral move, whatever you need.
I see. Okay, so I was saying what's in it for him. She's saying to him, look, I'm in the front office. You want to be on the trading floor. You want to make your move to the front office, to the risk guy. And most people in middle office, back office, they want to break into the front office after a while. And she's saying, I'll make it easier for you. I've got the connections, blah, blah, blah. This will never happen. No analyst will ever be telling someone in the back office or middle office, I can hook you up with the MDs and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it can happen, but I don't know. It sounds a bit stupid. And why this guy is going to buy into that, God knows. But let's see if he does.
Do you even know how long I've worked here? You're the one facing disciplinary.
Help me!
Don't. This is a workplace. We're colleagues.
True that.
I'm not getting emotional. I'm barely 4 months into my career. I'm just asking. Colleague to colleague.
Should have escalated it at the beginning, yo.
Please, Duncan.
Oh, using the first name. Psychology fact. When you use someone's name, it creates more of a connection as opposed to when you don't use someone's name.
130 is the absolute
Wow, man actually is giving her the extension.
limit. After that, it becomes our manager's problems.
This is all for the show, obviously. It wouldn't happen in real life.
Don't move. You hear Mr. Flo.
Save me, Rishi! Save me!
Save me, Rishi.
Don't make my job tougher.
Bibs, that is true. That's so funny. There are people on the floor who are responsible for being like fire wardens. When the alarm goes off, put on your bib and then escort people out of the building.
We'll continue the same move. The ways people degrade themselves to get a promotion.
No client is worth being burned alive.
She's waiting for 1:30 and the fire alarm's just gone off. That's stress. I would hate to be Harper right now.
I've just spoken to Aubrey at Allerton. Why did you lie to me?
Your middle office, you shouldn't be calling clients.
You made a mistake. So what the f*** do you think you're doing?
She's going on a mad one.
15 seconds to the print. It's going to be soft, then we're clear.
No, Harper, you can't trade your way out of this. That is unacceptable. It's reckless.
This is where we are now.
Harper!
Just wait. The announcement's coming in 5.
Basically, she needs the announcement numbers to be in her favor, so that minus 50k loss is reduced to hopefully minus 30k or 0 if she's lucky, but we'll see what happens. If the numbers are bad, then it's going to go from minus 50k even worse.
Big risk on the number. Plus 120 versus Street at plus 250.
She got lucky, so let's see what she does now.
Told you.
Okay, pull up the trade and put loss sheets.
The guy in risk is telling her, alright, execute the trade, take, you know, it's not worse than minus 50k, take the hit, let's get out of it now. But I don't think she's going to do that.
I shouldn't be doing this.
It's already done.
Execute anywhere within 10 grand and you might get away with this.
Minus 50k went to minus 15k.
This was one-way traffic. Print is soft. I'm running it.
Harper, don't f*** around. Cover that risk now.
Oh my god, so she was at minus 50k loss. She's at minus 15k loss now. But this is why greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. She's getting too greedy and she thinks it's going to swing up and she's going to try and make a huge profit.
There's a reason I'm sat here. Bear with me.
10 grand profit. 15k profit. Ay, from minus 50k to plus 30k. What would you do at this point?
Ivor's buying dollars. It's Ivor, man. Stored now, too.
She was at 30k, yeah?
First move is always wrong.
Oh! Hiya!
Ivor's lighting us up, mate. Of course he is. He trades with
I'm
me.
going to come over your house and broadcast this if you do not execute at this level now.
It'll come back.
Oh my god. Minus 50k to positive 30. Now she's at a loss of 130 grand. Oh my goodness. Hiya, 160k.
Wait.
I'm not messing around.
My goodness.
All good?
Absolutely, of course.
It's just not all good. Oh shit. Oh, the fear. Look at the fear in her face. Imagine that you just lost 140 bags. She lost 140k and they're giving her £250 because she won a bet.
Lucky bitch.
I entered your prediction for you.
This guy's some friend zone guy, man.
Grab me a plate.
So Harper's come to tell her manager that she messed up.
Can we talk? Somewhere private?
Uh-oh.
I misbooked a trade.
How much?
$140,000.
Oh my days. It's a bit slow, but basically she goes to see one of her clients and offers her this trade idea in order to cover her losses. And so let's see if she ends up taking it.
What was the final P&L?
200K.
Oh shit. So the desk made 200k profit. The 140k loss ended up not being a loss in the end.
No, it was a 140K loss.
Profit. 200K profit.
Wow.
I executed for you pre-close. Nicole at Mellon Mercer.
The lady she went to see
It's hell of a spread she ate.
had her
What
back.
did you do?
I went to watch her niece perform Shakespeare.
She got lucky. Oh my goodness. But just goes without saying, this type of thing is very not likely to happen. But if you're ever caught in that situation where you know you messed up, something's gone wrong, escalate ASAP, because otherwise it will get out of hand and you'll probably end up losing your job. So be responsible, don't get caught up, don't get greedy, and yeah, just be extra diligent in your work.
You just coined jargon for good client service.
She must be happy right now. Oh my god. Talk about roller coaster.
But there are generally 2 times to tell me when you f***ed up. The moment it's f***ed, or the moment it's un***ed. Clear?
Clear.
Indeed. So that was an intense episode. I definitely recommend you checking it out. Watch the full episode if you can. In the UK it's on BBC iPlayer, in the US it's on HBO Max I think. Moral of the story, if you're ever in a position like that, escalate it ASAP to avoid things getting worse as the time goes on. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also give this video a thumbs up if you want me to do a reaction video for episode 5. If you are not subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.